Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Texas back on the MUTMen podcast. This is episode 94. There's a lot of these, man. So if you guys have not checked these out, be sure to do so. But if you guys don't know what this is, it's a MUT podcast we have weekly, and we always have on the best host in the nation, Gut Fox. What's going on, bro?
Well, thanks for building me up, but that's kind of fake because you're also a host in this nation. So,
but I'm the second best. Like I respect. Like let's like Outcast. Like I'm Andre. I mean, sorry, no, I'm Big Boy. You're Andre 3000. Like,
okay, I didn't realize we were gonna start off right there with a lie, but I'll just go with it. And I'll let you have it. Hey, you got any stories this week? Hey, this is what we're calling these from now on. Text messages. No.
Text message. Oh, I like that.
Text. Yeah, instead of text stories, text messages. Any text messages this week?
There's a few. One I can't share on the podcast right now. I gotta clean stuff up, and it's not kid or adult friendly right now. Even I shouldn't be hearing the conversation happening with that one. I'm trying to think of anything else that might have happened. I almost went to the Cleveland parade. If I wasn't going to San Antonio, I was gonna go up to Cleveland to watch the Browns 0-16 parade.
Why though?
I just wanted to see people just like this. They actually were going to do it. Like the fact that they actually had a parade for losing 16 games that's so Cleveland. Like that is so Cleveland to do that.
Like so Cleveland as in like supportive or just sad?
Just sad because that whole city just kind of makes me sad. Like it just looks depressing. Like whenever I see video packages of Cleveland, it just doesn't look like a place I want to live or play basketball at. It's like I see why LeBron left for Miami when he did.
Yeah, I see we just lost all of our Cleveland audience, so...
Probably did, bro.
Rip.
I mean, sorry.
Yep. Sorry, Midwest.
Cleveland, my apologies. But,
yeah.
All right, enough of those. We got a crazy guest on today, mad competitive player. Tried to get this guy on a while ago. I'm glad he took the invite today. What's going on, Chaos?
What's going on, guys? I'm glad to be here. Excited to join in on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Texas, do you want to ask him about his history and stuff? Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to ask him first. When you went viral, how was that for you? Like, did you enjoy that, or were you kind of embarrassed about it?
It was pretty nuts at first. I mean, I had literally like everyone back home texting me. People I hadn't talked to in years hit me up. Like Twitter, text, Instagram. Everybody's hitting me up about it. They're sharing the post with me. Obviously, I already seen it. It was pretty crazy. I mean, obviously, I kind of had mixed feelings about it because I was mad that things were going the way they were in that game, but at the same time, I want the game to grow, so I probably shouldn't say those things. So it was like kind of mixed feelings about it, and then when I got fined, I really felt bad about it. So,
Gotcha. So for those that don't know, the clip that we're talking about was just playing Madden, and a lot of things were kind of acting like Madden. Those games are going down. Like I'm not meant to win this game when stuff like this starts happening. And if you just type in Chaos yelling, it'll pop up on YouTube. I enjoyed it. I was like, I like that. I like when people are honest, especially in these moments. Everybody kind of bites their teeth, but it had to be kind of awesome and miserable at the same time living in it.
I mean, everybody, when they're playing the game at home, that's how a lot of us are acting. I mean, I know I've acted like that before, but it's not for thousands of people to see, so it's a little different, I guess.
I gotcha. So how'd you end up getting into competitive Madden?
I mean, it kind of just grew on me. I played MUT a lot, and then I kind of just got good, like progressively got better and better, and then a lot of money started getting thrown into the pot, and I was like, maybe I could do this, and I just started playing a lot and trying to get the best I could be.
So, I got a question. Like, so I tweeted, you made a point about not making the game look bad on a big stage. I made a tweet when that happened and said, because like a lot of the competitive players were angry at you because and it was weird to me. I tweeted, why is everyone mad at Chaos? He did a live event, what we all do on stream and Twitter, hold a mirror before you criticize others. So basically I was saying, like, people in the Madden community, these high-end competitors, they all say how bad the game is. Now, that's kind of changed a little bit ever since your incident. You know, you get the W's are out there saying, promote the game. And other competitive players are kind of like that too. Now promoting the competitive scene. So, is it weird that you kind of shifted the tide of competitive Madden from being like bitch about how bad the game is to try and grow Madden and stuff and whatnot?
It definitely is weird. I think it was almost like a wake up call. Like how are we ever going to grow if every single person that's a competitive player thinks the game's bad? But at the same time, you almost want it to be like a wake up call to like kind of fix the things that are wrong with the game, but it's both ways. So I see why everybody hit up their act. They see the negativity it brought, but at the same time, like you said, it was like look yourself in the mirror. Like I've seen every single person that was criticizing me complain on stream before. So like
yeah, I definitely feel that. Texas, any thoughts about the complaints and stuff?
It's really weird considering that like you can't control rage. Rage works that way. Like I hate how people are like, stop, don't be emotional. What? Huh? That's not how that works. Like when NFL players get angry and they hit somebody and get 15 yards. Like I'm pretty sure he didn't want to penalize his team. He just overreacted. Yeah, there's nothing he could do about it. Like maybe you could tell him to be calm, but like after a while, sometimes a lot of things like that happen. So being mad somebody's complaining about the game. First of all, it kind of got you on the map because a lot of people saw that damn clip. That thing was on Twitter. That thing was on like not
everywhere I go. You're the guy who got mad, right?
Yeah, it was like on my side, like recommended. Check Chaos Madden. Yelling. I'm like, why is this over here? My recommended. It happened like a month ago. It's crazy. So it kind of got it up there. I think outbursts like that are actually good for the sport. Like it's weird.
Yeah, my dad said he was like all publicity is good publicity, and I think it definitely helped grow my stream a little bit. So that's good.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, just showing that you're a talented player and winning and getting that far also helped grow it quite a bit. But along that lines, so have you like prepared yourself or taken lessons about what to say when you're really angry? Like if I could share a couple lines, I think that might help. Like instead of this game is really bad, say this game is really good, but like maybe sarcastically, like or like Rex Dixon, I want to kiss you, something like that, or
the nice trash talk.
Yeah,
it's funny. I actually imagine myself if I ever like get back to like the live event stage and something like goes wrong for me, saying something like, "I love this game. It's so gosh darn good," something like that. But I mean, I never really like had like any training or put too much thought into it. But I mean, I could definitely see that being a funny thing to say.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. So I hope you do get that far. But that's along the same line as like rage. We both share that rage. Texas is kind of more calm when he plays. I feel.
Oh,
like, you get a little angry. You get a little
on
angry.
Stream. Yeah. On stream, I'm calm. When I'm playing in private, bro, I haven't won a head-to-head game like in the seasons in like 5 seasons, bro. I lose every game. I get so mad about a new controller. Like it's broke. Like it is not even. It's just some dumb shit. Everybody was like, I don't understand. I don't know why I'm getting weekend league. I don't know why I can get 15 to 20 wins in weekend league, but when I get the head to head, I cannot get a win. And everybody runs the same stuff, just corner strike, wham toss. And I'm like, I know how to stop this, but that mode plays much differently, and I get mad at that because there's no consistency. My halfbacks fumble 5 times a game. Quarterback can make a simple pass. Line can't block nobody, but then in weekend league, everybody's playing like they're supposed to.
That's kind of weird. KS, have you noticed differences between weekend league and seasons?
Yeah, actually a little bit. Now, once he was talking about it, I was like, I kind of in the same way. Like I'll lose a decent amount of head-to-head games. But then in weekend league, like you said, I'll get 20 wins every week if I play all 20 plus wins. So, and I do notice players like playing differently. Like a running back for them will break a tackle that he usually won't break. Like Vic will be breaking tackles, the running back one. And like I don't know, just like corners play differently. It's weird.
Yeah, because Texas said before, and we've all seen this, the game modes with like draft champions, especially last year, was dramatic. So they definitely play different in that sense. But between weekend league and seasons, this is the first I'm hearing of this.
It's weird too, because like I understand everybody says they play the same, but squad doesn't play the same as weekend league.
No,
the same competitive variations. I'm pretty sure.
I think every mode.
It's all the sliders are a little bit different in each one of them. I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think every single mode is different. Like the salary cap, the players won't play the exact same that the same player will in MUT. Whereas draft champions, like we said, the players don't play the same. And MUT head to head and weekend. I think in regs too. Like I think every mode just plays really really weird and different. So like practicing on one mode does not help you practice for another mode.
Crazy, and then because you got to try out cards, and we'll get into cards in a little bit, but that makes a lot of sense. And I just want to ask you one more thing before we move on from the rage. Do you think it's got an adverse effect on your health at all? Do you feel a chest tightness like I do at times?
I don't know about a chest tightness, but I definitely feel like stress and like I don't know, like almost like I don't know. It's like my motivation just completely goes down when I'm getting mad at the game, and like I used to love streaming and playing, but then like when the game starts making me mad and I rage, it definitely affects my whole mood, and it'll bring me down.
So I'm hoping we can start a class action lawsuit against Madden here. You with me on this?
Stress. I got you.
Yeah, stress induced.
get Tom Brady's doctor, who might be a lawyer as well, and then just go ahead and try to sue the NFL. I mean, sue Madden for the heart palpitations that they keep giving you every single weekend.
Give them the doctor's
littlest things over the littlest things.
Yeah. Hey, Cass, more about your history. Can you tell us about your basketball career?
Yeah, so I went when I was in high school. My brother played at Maryland, and then he got a grad assistant job at Maryland, and I kind of followed in his footsteps, and I played a couple years at Maryland, and I was able to graduate in 3 years. And I thought I was done playing because I really actually didn't enjoy my time there at all. That's why I graduated in the 3 years and just kind of wanted to be done. But then my brother's coaching now, and for a coach, I don't know if you guys know who Juan Dixon is. He played at Maryland. He's the head coach at Coppin State now, and they had a player quit, so they had a scholarship available. So I actually started playing again. I'm back to playing basketball again this year. So I joined the team mid-semester, and I'll have 2 years left of eligibility. So that's my basketball background.
Oh, that's cool. So where is Coppin State?
It's in Baltimore,
Okay.
Maryland.
Oh, very cool. So that's exciting. So you got so we gonna watching the court. Does that take away that you're kind of busy then? Streaming, playing basketball. Still, you had to go back. You're going back to school for like grad degree. Is that it?
Yeah, I'm gonna be getting my master's. So yeah, streaming's kind of taking a hit. I've only been streaming like once a week or so. But yeah, so like we're traveling and stuff for basketball. So I've been pretty busy. But like outside of the season, like it's relatively similar. I've always been in school, so it's not too hard to balance with school. When you add in basketball in there, it makes it a little bit more difficult. But I've talked with like EA and them, and like so like the tournaments and stuff, I'm able to work around my games. Nice. Club series worked out so that I can do that, and then Ultimate League is kind of flexible. I know you said you wanted to talk about that later, so I won't jump into that, but it ends up working out pretty well. It's just busier.
Very cool. Texas, do you have any questions?
Oh, just let you know, that cough, by the way, you didn't hear it in the podcast. Y'all heard it. I forgot to mute Skype, but it wasn't on the podcast because I muted my mic on Audacity, so. Nobody's going to hear that cough. Like, what is he talking about? Like, why is he... All right. So, sorry about that. My fault. All right, so I guess we can go ahead and get into... well, because my stuff's more after that, so I guess if you got another question about that thing you just talked about.
Oh, But like, so do you think your basketball background helps you with Madden and the pressure? Because I know a lot of the announcers during the competitive stage said it helped you. Do you believe that same thing to be true?
Yeah, I mean, controlling nerves and trying to like perform when you're with a lot on the line and like you're nervous and stuff. I think that definitely helps. That'll help in anything, just like pressure-filled situations. But like obviously it takes like two completely different skill sets. So actually like playing it doesn't really help. But I say the mindset thing, it definitely helps.
I gotcha. Hey, so what are you mastering, or what are you going for your masters?
I actually want to be a history teacher, so I'm getting a master's in education.
Oh, very cool. That's really neat. What's your favorite part of history?
I'd say U.S. history. I've always enjoyed learning about that and seeing like the different things that goes on with our history, because like there's a lot of things that like, you'll learn in like elementary school that are like, I don't know, it's kind of like twisted and weird. Like you don't actually hear the whole story. Like you don't hear the whole story. So like taking the college level courses is kind of cool. The stuff that you get to find out. Yeah.
I believe I'm kind of a history buff myself, and more wars than anything else, because I think those are the most interesting in my opinion. But yeah, I feel you. That's awesome. But let's get down into Madden, and I think like you had a big video earlier this year exposing the 91 zone threshold. You're the first one out there with it, and it's made a huge difference in the Madden scene. It's on everybody's tongue and everybody's mind. So one, thank you for the video, and two, any thoughts on the zone threshold? Is there anything higher than that? And we'll talk about other thresholds after that.
So I don't think there's anything higher than 91. I say everyone over 91 reacts the same way. The only thing that's going to affect it after it gets to 91 would be things like speed. So like once they react, how quick they'll get there. Agility, same sort of thing, how quick they're going to get there. Height, so like they don't have to be as close to the ball. Like on a deep throw, maybe like a taller guy is going to not have to cover as much ground. So stats like that will help once you get to the 91 zone. But 91 zone is obviously the most important thing to it.
Oh, I gotcha. That's cool. So Tex, any thoughts on the 91 zone?
Again, my thoughts are hopefully they increase it, but. Yeah, that's all I care about. What's up?
That's crazy though. Chaos, do you think they should increase the 91 zone?
I mean, maybe once they get to the end of the game. So like I don't know, I don't know how much better you can get than the Deion Sanders card that just dropped. I don't know how much better you can get to him when, like, the stats get to, like, a point where they're so high, cards are going to start playing the same. So maybe at the end of the game.
Yeah, I just really wanted to see, like, people basically have to upgrade their teams. I mean, obviously speed is a thing, especially because now we're getting to probably the shot play epidemic that's going on. Everybody keeps doing that, but, like, speed is the only reason to upgrade now because the zone's all the same. I just like having to change my team, or, like, if a guy has 99 to zone, I would like to see how that played different than 91, but that's just because I don't like thresholds. So
yeah, to go on that, I was going to say I'm not really a fan of thresholds either.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should always be like on a little like table, like 92 plays better than 91, 93 plays better than 92, and so forth. So
it is weird because when Rex was on the podcast, he said this came basically specifically out of the competitive community. So it's obviously a split. And do you think this year, with us actually having to use the thresholds, that people have kind of changed their opinion on them? Chaos?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say so. But I just think, I don't know, it's just weird that, like, a card from 90 zone to 91 zone will play so differently. Like, they should be similar, but they're not. So I think it's weird to have them that way.
Okay. Texas?
I agree. Like, it's weird that there's a threshold at 89 and under don't even want to use that, and then 90 is like it's hit or miss. Like maybe not. Now 91 and up is like, all right, this is all we're gonna use the entire year, and so
yeah,
it should be on the table. What about you?
The thing is, like, with above 91 zone, we know it breaks the same, but do they have the same interactions? Like, is it a potential that you can go be a further away and get a better knockout chance with a higher zone coverage, kind of like footsteps almost, with a higher zone coverage? I don't think that's really known.
I think, yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible, but that's something that we could never test, and we wouldn't even know unless EA released them.
Yeah,
saying that, but even then we even if they released it, I don't even know if it would be correct, because I remember at the beginning of the year, people at EA were saying it was 90 and 90.
Yeah.
And I tested this thing for hours trying to figure out what it was, and yeah, I was 1,000% sure it was 91, and then they eventually admitted that it was 91. So I don't know if what they released would be exactly correct. So it's tough.
It's the same stuff I went through when I did testing in 15 and 16 on. I did zone, play rec, and awareness, and then I did strength. I've done a few different stats testing, and there's always the people like EA comes out and says strength's a big deal. I'm like, I just put up a 140 pound, 160 pound, 5-foot player with 0 strength and 99 block shed, and he played the same or very closely the same as somebody that's max stats with 99 strength, and I'm like, okay, EA. You say it's there, but either its effect is so small it's hard to realize it, or you're just lying to us. So yeah. It's definitely interesting, and it does take. And I'm glad to see and I'm glad to see you did that, and because for the longest time, remember those first couple months, there was debate on 90 versus 91, and and I always respect the person that shows it on the field as opposed to just taking the word of people, and you showed it on the field, and I respect that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I appreciate that video. It was it's funny because like you in the video you're doing 91 zone, I think 89 play rec, and then like 90 91, and people were still saying play rec mad. I'm like, what are we doing right now?
Yeah, no, I literally was testing. I tested like 99 play rec, 0 play rec, 50. I was testing everything, and not even all of it was on video. I had hours of footage that I had to cut through because I literally tested so many different things.
Yeah, and that's the issue with testing. It just takes so darn long because there's so many variables and so many things to look at.
It's funny too because I probably would have had a competitive advantage, to be honest, if I hadn't ever released that video.
I was just about to say, if you just go into the tournament, just like with the Browns, like 91 zone, McCourty, baby, see what nobody knows about it. It was funny too because I don't know what the teams were back then, but it was funny because the announcers just kept announcing that guy had 91 zone. I'm like, I don't know if he did or did have 91 zone. I don't think Earl Thomas has 91 zone. What are y'all talking about? But they were so happy with it that they were trying to sell the fact that they knew what a threshold was.
Yeah.
So let's talk through thresholds on other stats. Let's go through quarterbacks first. Now, you've tested a lot of stats, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Throwing accuracy. What are the thresholds on the 3 throwing accuracy stats?
Well, see, with throwing, it's so weird because, like, I want to say it's 91 for short, medium, and long. I know many people don't agree with this. They think it's different for short, medium, and long, but I really feel like it's 91 for everything. And but the thing about it is so many different things can affect your throw. So like you can get a pressure throw, which will affect your stats. Like they're not 91 anymore, even if they're 91 if you're getting a pressure throw. And sometimes they're not even really in your face. So like it's hard to really test what overthrows are caused by accuracy and what's caused by the game picking up a quote unquote pressure throw.
Oh yeah.
Because I've done 99 and the guy will overthrow random throws. Wow. So I've honestly started leaning towards throw accuracy stats don't matter because of the randomness of the pressure throws and just strictly going by throw power. I'm big on throw power right now.
Well, I know accuracy matters because I've used Tyrod Taylor in this game.
Oh, it definitely matters. It definitely matters. But it's just like the pressure stuff will throw it off. But I do think it's 91. That's the threshold.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Texas, what are your thoughts on throw accuracy?
I mean, yeah, the pressure thing, it makes a good point, especially if it's like a good, like either oblivious or what's the other trait that's great to have?
There's ideal.
Ideal.
Yeah.
And if you have like Aaron Rodgers, I know so he's under pressure sometimes. He still make tight throws. When I was out here using Russell Wilson or Mariota, like I cannot be under pressure, otherwise that ball is not going where I want it to. So if you're gonna measure accuracy and pressure kind of knocks him down way more than it needs to, then it kind of nullifies that. But yeah, like you said, Fox, accuracy does matter in this game. I had to go from using bad quarterbacks to now I got that Matt Stafford because I was like, I just need somebody that can at least throw this drag route.
Yeah, I love that Stafford, and that's because of his high throw power. That's why I think you need decent accuracy stats. You can't go out there with a 50 accuracy QB, but at the end of the day, I think almost every quarterback in this game is going to overthrow some stuff, even if they meet the thresholds, because of like the pressure and different intricacies that go into the game. So that's why I'm big on throw power right now.
And also Madden just being Madden. I see quarterbacks that are great just to overthrow the ball because their guys meant to lose that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely had that before.
Do you believe in the equalizer?
No, but it's funny you bring that up because the other day I was playing a game and I was just playing with a random kid and we played twice back-to-back games. I got up 35 points and we're just kind of playing for fun. And then once it gets to 35, like the dude starts ad catching me and my guys start dropping balls. I'm like, what is going on? But I don't believe it. I can't believe in it. I just can't.
Yeah, it's really tough because like I've never like there's people. Okay, one for the equalizer. There's a few different things about why people believe in it. Some people think it's a comeback mechanism, just like you said. Other people think that if you go against a low overall team with your high overall team, that's another thing. I don't believe the low versus high, especially this year, and the comeback mechanic. The thing is, like I'm always playing from behind, so I don't know if that's a thing. I meant for a joke there, but it wasn't any good. So, Texas, what do you think? I don't believe in the equalizer. Texas?
No, I mean, it's not this much this year, but everybody's kind of the same team, so you're not really seeing any variance in like what possibly might happen. Like you go online, you're gonna pretty much play the same team that you got with all the nats and the repeat sets you get stuff back out of. So it's kind of hard to tell this year.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough also because you have people say equalizer, but then you also probably have those same exact people saying, how can I play in weekend league against these 95 overall teams when my team's an 85 overall? Well, if the equalizer's there, then you'll be fine. Like, so it's difficult to see it, but like the same people say the same things. It's weird.
Yeah, the hypocrisy or whatever. But well, I could see it in previous years because I remember there used to be, and this is kind of what I thought maybe was tied into the equalizer. Like, remember there used to be like the hot and cold mechanic a couple Maddens back, and it'd show on your lineup screen that everybody was cold. So if you had like a high team and everybody was cold, like they would play worse, I would imagine. But I don't see that hot and cold anymore in 18 on the lineup screen. Texas, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I remember that one of those. I think it was Matt 13, where it had these.
I think it went into 15. It went into 15. I know for Mutt.
15 as well. Okay. I remember pressing pause and seeing that, but if that was the case, it was playing a lot because it's like going from game to game. Not really depending on teams, it's also on players. Sometimes they don't do exactly what they normally do, so it just depends on just kind of that RNG like you were talking about. But I think I'm pretty sure it was in years past, but that's mostly because a lot of budget cards. This year, you're not really going to see that because budget cards are the worst cards in this game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So on the threshold, would you use Michael Vick? Chaos.
I would, but it wouldn't be because of his accuracy. It would be, I mean, he's super fast, so like you can get out of anything. And then, like I said, the throw power, like throw powers can just make certain throws that other guys can't. Like they can throw it before the 91 zone guy will react, but he won't get there fast enough because the throw was zipped so fast. Or you can throw it deep because they can actually outthrow the 91 zone, but like Vic will still overthrow stuff just because his accuracy stats are so bad. His sense of pressure is really bad. But I would use Vic, but not because of his accuracy.
All right, so let me know what you think of this statement. Mike Vick is the best quarterback in MUT 18 right now.
I would agree with it only if you're good with running with your quarterback. Like if you can find those gaps and take off with them, then yes. Otherwise, I'd probably put him at like second or third.
Okay. Who do you think would be number one for you in that situation if you don't run that much?
If you don't run that much, Stafford. I love the new Stafford a lot.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the power up version?
No, I just have the team of the week. But
Gotcha.
94 throw power has been enough for me. I would imagine the upgraded one's even better. So.
Gunslinger. I've been enjoying my usage of him. Like he's making a lot of throws. The only thing about it is, well, he's cheaper now, but at one point I think he was going for more than Aaron Rodgers' power up was. And I feel like Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in Madden for scramble ability plus accuracy and throw power.
I can see that. So Texas, you're still making the mistake in powering guys up.
I mean, like, what else I got to do in this game? Like, I can't do anything else I want to. People want to watch power videos, so I'm powering up cards. Yo, if I could get all the team tokens and, like, max out chemistries, I would do that. But that's a waste of coins, a waste of my damn time. Not team tokens, I mean the tier uniforms and stadiums, all that.
To get, like, the John Madden coach?
I'll get all those cards. I'll have 32 uniforms for each team, 32 stadiums for each team, all that stuff, so I can just play with chemistry. But thresholds kind of ruined that this year because nothing really matters after certain points.
Yeah, we gotta socially engineer a way to you get on like a guru account or a developer account.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, bro! The videos I'd make, Eric Weddle 91. You're so dope.
So all right, so let's what other thresholds? Let's talk about them. Let me just get a yes no on whether these things have thresholds. I think I in Texas know, but maybe the audience doesn't know. Does speed have a threshold?
I'd say no.
Okay. Does throw power have a threshold?
Well, not really, but there's a certain threshold that you need to meet, I think, to outthrow 91 zones, which from testing and talking with Zan's probably about 93. But it's not an actual threshold. I think it's just you get to that point when you can outthrow 91 zones.
You talking like cover 4 and cover 3 bombs?
Yeah, and fitting certain throws underneath. Like you can't throw certain corner routes if it's going to take so long for the ball to get there. Like underneath the cover 4 deep blue.
Okay.
But you can if you have the higher throw power, stuff like that.
I gotcha. So you think? I think I said this, Texas. Let me know if this is true. But like 4 months ago, I said these 91 zones won't be that big of a deal once we have throw power in the upper 90s.
Yeah, you said that. I believe that might have been either in the Rex podcast or it might have been after that sometime. But you said that, and it reigns to be true. I'm noticing me able to hit some of these routes that I don't really want to be able to hit because the ball gets there so fast. It gets out of his hand quick. Like even like throwing into the end zone on like usually like red zone offense for me is awful. I had not had any issues in the red zone this past weekend league run because of Stafford just fitting balls into tight windows.
I did notice that. I don't know if it was a gunslinger specifically, but somebody had that gunslinger Aaron Rodgers against me, and he made Sean Taylor, like, it was basically thrown 1 foot to the left of Sean Taylor, and Sean Taylor twisted around wrongly, and his wide receiver caught it behind him. And I was like, how the heck did this happen? That should be a pick.
I had Stafford do that to Sean Taylor today too, so maybe it could just be throw power. I'm not sure, but Sean Taylor did the exact same thing that you're talking about today on a deep throw.
Yeah, like he didn't recognize the gunslinger or something. I don't, because they recognize they break it when the ball's still in the hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you don't have gunslinger, do you?
No, just the high throw power.
Okay.
But mine could have just been lucky. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Is there a threshold? We know there's one for catching, and do you know the catching threshold, Chaos?
I don't know. Like that will never drop a pass. You mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It probably 91 would be my guess.
Yeah. they've said in the past 90, but they've said 90 before, so I'll say 91 with you.
To give on that, to give I talked with some people at EA, and I think they thought in the past everything was 90, but I heard back in like Madden 16 or something. Remember when we could go above 100, but they moved it back now? It's just 99 is like the max.
Yeah.
They said that movement of a number, they didn't move the threshold with it, so instead of it being 90, it becomes 91. So everything was +1. So I'd be willing to bet that instead of 90, it's probably 91.
So wait. They lowered it, but the threshold went up?
Right. So, no, so it's hard to explain because I didn't really 100% get it. But, so, like, when it was based on before, it was like a 0 to 100, like, basis. But now it's 0 to 99. But, like, so instead of it being by tens, like 10, 20, 30, 40, up to 90, I guess it goes to 91. I didn't really understand it, but they said when I released that zone coverage video, they were kind of awakened to that everything's 91 now, not 90. Like, I don't know. It had something to do with the changing from 0 to 100.
So fucking magic is what you could say. Just
Yeah.
fucking magic. But there's no sense that they say fucking magic. So agility, threshold at agility. I think there is one, actually. They say it in CFM. I'll have to go look it up. I did a video on this. I should know it off the top of my head, right? Let's see, what else? Strength. Strength doesn't really matter. Do you believe in strength, Chaos?
I don't believe in strength. I think Leonard Williams at defensive tackle is incredible in this game, and he's got really low strength.
100% agree. Texas,
Same thing with me. Strength, I don't really think it matters on either side of the ball. It's unfortunate that that's the case. I don't know why they keep saying it does something whenever it doesn't. It makes can we just stop lying at this point?
All right. Hey, what is stamina or stamina? I have trouble with that word. Have you done any testing on that?
No, not really. That's actually a decent test. Maybe I should do that if I find the time, because I know guys in salary cap get exhausted after about 2 plays.
Really? Because didn't they fix that? Didn't they tune stamina for that mode?
I don't know. My guys still get really, really tired, and I have 10 cap tight ends in all the time, so
you should. Yeah, you should stop driving them so hard. I think you're just. These are football players, not basketball players. You can't have them running sprints between every single play here.
They're running too many drags.
Yeah, that's right. Too many wind sprints. Hey, Texas, do you have any thoughts on stamina? Do you notice it a lot or not?
I saw my halfback in and out a lot more this year, especially now after the patch, because it seems like they do fumble a lot more when they're tired.
Yeah.
But
I do agree with that.
Only thing I know the stamina is, I guess, is defensive backs. My wide receivers. So if I were like 2 streaks in a row, they're not as fast as they normally would be. But it's not been an issue for me, at least this year. I don't play salary cap, and usually I remember when salary caps passed, like stamina wasn't an issue. You could run the same guys, hurry up first drive, and they'll be fine. Because you kind of have to, because your backups aren't available.
Yeah, because you don't have any back. I think they changed it. I think they made it so they get more tired. So maybe they tried to make it so people didn't use such bad backups. I don't know.
Could be.
It's a good counter. It's not going to happen until they fix some of the other stuff in the game, such as strength mattering on linemen, so everybody's not rocking kind of the same team. But they gave y'all $850 this time for salary cap, which people were complaining about it being too high. What do you think about that?
Yeah, the salary cap right now, I thought they moved it up to a little bit too high. I mean, I feel like my team is pretty unreal. I'm able to have like a lot of the best players in a lot of the best skill positions and still have a decent defensive line and offensive line. So I think it's a little high because I don't really have to sacrifice anywhere. But they want to see the best cards, I think, on the big stage. They don't want people to be using like the core elites from back day one. So
that's actually pretty good then, because actually probably the closest MUT tourney we're gonna get if everybody's teams is where they want it to be. So don't got to sacrifice on using bronze tackles and gold linemen on the inside. They can just not get to one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's
definitely
excuses
a showcase.
this year, guys. No excuses. If y'all lose, y'all lose. Got the best players.
Yep.
Hey, so play action. Have you done any testing on that?
I did a little bit to see if like it affected play rec or awareness or anything. Like to see if it's cover 4 and they're part of the run fit, if they break down on PA, but no matter what the awareness or play rec was, no one did. So
wow,
didn't seem to matter on that. think I have a video of that.
Do you? Okay. So play action just doesn't matter, is what you're saying? That stat.
I think it does. It does for actual blitzers. So like, if a guy's blitzing and they pass commit and you run PA, then the guy will just still sack you. But if they don't pass commit, the guys rushing will fall for it. But I didn't test like if there's an awareness threshold or not.
Okay.
Like so I don't know about like rushers and stuff. But for like coverage players, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Is there a run block or pass block threshold?
I don't think so. People want to say it's 91, but I think it's just as you go up, it gets better.
Yeah.
But it's hard to tell because I mean sometimes like you'll have those games where your 95 pass blockers will get shed every play, and you'll have games where they won't ever get shed, and it'll be against the same player. So I don't even like it's so hard to test those things perfectly.
I agree. Yeah, because you got to run like 1,000 of them to really see it.
I tried to do like some pass block and run block stuff, but it just got so difficult and so many variables to it. I didn't think I could do a video on it.
Yeah, I did one. I think Clickwood has done it in the past. Clickwood did it where he called the same run, like the same inside zone, and he modified the numbers and did that. And then with pass block, he measured the amount of time in pocket with like the whole line at one pass block number versus another. And so it's been shown to matter in the past. And I've done the testing I showed. It just that was before threshold. I didn't do it in 18, but definitely mattered when I saw it. What about impact block? Anything there?
I haven't seen anything with impact block. It actually does matter something on defense. This might, I don't know if you guys would probably think this is funny, but you guys ever seen the animation where, like, say you have a guy trying to tackle a guy on a run, and the defensive player would just like bounce off the blocker and then make the play. He's not really engaging with him, so it's not a shed, but he like kind of bounces off of him.
Okay. I think I've seen that.
So like the defensive player's impact block matters there. So it's possible the offensive impact block, maybe that's the counter to it. I didn't really ever do any physical testing with it, but I actually noticed it while I was playing that was the stat that was affecting it, and then my friend tested it, and so he tested the defensive side of the ball, so I know that's true, but I haven't really tested on offense.
Yeah, so impact block, if it does what EA says it does, it's basically when two guys running at a jog, either one, that's if they collide, that's what measures it. Last year it was offensive impact block versus block shed. This year, that's why you see the defenders with high impact blocking, is because that's the defender stat for that.
Okay, so that is what it's supposed to do then. So yeah, so that's, I mean, the offense, that probably does matter then, because it definitely matters on defense.
Okay. All right, let's see. Have you tested any press and release mechanics?
As far as like
wide
shading or
wide receiver cornerback press and release?
Like okay. I know what you. I didn't formally test anything. I know release matters. Because there was one thing my friend tested. I don't remember if you remember last year, like the play action fades against cover 2 that people used to do.
Oh yeah.
So like this year you can kind of do the same thing, but you need over 91 release. So I know 91 release is a threshold. Yeah, but the press is kind of like a counter to it too. I haven't done any formal testing, but I know there's something there.
91 release, because zone coverage is just a chuck. It's not an actual press, right? But 91 release gets you off that chuck quick and easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
wow.
right.
Texas, what are your reactions?
That's interesting to know. So, because it's weird, because like press out of man is different than press out of zone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And so if you press out of man and you have high press and the guy has high release, it's typically go to the guy at high release, right?
Yeah.
Because press is press a threat, so press is not a threshold then. What you're saying?
I don't think press is. I think press is like more of like the pass block, run block thing that just goes up as it goes.
Okay. Gotcha. So press versus the release and seeing how that goes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's gonna be more informative. Nobody presses though, so it's kind of like good information that nobody plays man coverage this year. So
yeah,
it's not anything that I'm gonna be seeing in weekend league.
That's not entirely true. I've seen some more man coverage from high end competitors. Haven't you, Chaos?
Yeah, cover one holes picked up a little bit of like popularity against like bunch and stuff. I'm not really a big fan of cover one, just because I think against those high end receivers it's not really gonna work. I think it was really good in draft champions because there's like you drafted your receiver, so you didn't necessarily have the 91 route running, you didn't have those goon receivers. But I do man up a person or two with my better man corners. And if you shade, like shading's really big this year. You can kind of shade properly to stop almost any route that you want if you know what route they're going to run and you have a good man coverage guy.
Isn't it weird? So this is something that I found out from NY Kia earlier in the year, that if you shade outside, they play the inside better. If you shade inside, they play the outside. Well, I don't know about the second part, but the first part.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Yeah, they play the opposite of what you think they're going to play. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So is there any other shade? What are the shading things are there?
Well, I mean, underneath and over top work the way that you would think they would. They work properly. Like if they do a comeback route, which will usually beat man, if you shade underneath with a decent player, they'll usually play underneath it and pick it off. But yeah, it's weird. Like I usually will shade inside against. Well, sometimes like against C routes, you can shade inside or outside because C routes are kind of weird. But like against out routes, you probably want to shade inside, and against in routes, you probably want to shade outside. So it's weird.
Yeah.
Oh snap! Y'all just me on weekend league run bet. I always shade outside. Now I'm gonna start shading inside.
Well, you don't run man coverage though.
No, what's for zone 2? No, this one for man.
That's for man.
Chaos.
Yeah, that was for man.
I just read the shading
zone
coverage.
Zone works properly. I shade outside with my zones, and it usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
is it weird? Like, so last year I played a lot of cover 2 out of my 3-3-5, and whenever like the fade worked last year. Would you like it to come back and make a run on it this year? Like the
play action outside fade?
Yeah.
I don't really mind it. The reason why it doesn't work as well this year is just because the way the deep blues and cover 2 play. Like they play so far outside this year compared to last year.
Yeah.
And kind of just leave the middle of the field wide open, naked. So I just think you just have to find different ways to attack, and more so in the middle of the field than down like on the sidelines.
So even when you get your 91 release wide receivers, you're not going to attack those sidelines very much with fades?
I would, but I see like a lot of the competitive players will move their deep blue guys like far outside. And then you can't do them anymore after that because they're so far outside already.
I gotcha.
It depends on the placement of their safeties.
So how do you attack cover 2?
Basically trying to beat clouds, like post routes that will get over clouds on the sideline. Like I know you guys have seen from Bunch the guys that motion their out routes and kind of bring the cloud down, doing similar stuff to that. And if they're putting you're talking about if they're putting the middle linebacker in a deep blue, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, of course.
So usually if they're doing that and they're sending 3 or 4 people, they're only going to have their user in the middle. So like you can kind of flood their user, do like a drag with a post and do something to occupy that cloud so that you have a little more time to throw your drag, stuff like that. Or flood concepts, stuff like that.
You still in the New England playbook?
Yep.
Nice. Still running trips quite a bit?
Yeah, I run pretty much exclusively trips tight end. Maybe we'll audible a bunch twice a game now that we have audibles, because they have a pretty good bunch. So.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I ran a lot in New England. I'm on to Jacksonville now, but I really like the New England playbook. In that trips was I didn't run a lot of that trips, but it was there was definitely some power. Like if I had 3rd and long, I'd definitely use that post route with a drag underneath. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's called dry post.
Yeah, dry post. That was my 3rd and long because they hadn't seen it all game and they weren't expecting that, because usually they get sucked down on the drags.
And that playbook has pretty much something for everybody, so it's a good book.
Yeah, I agree.
The drive post, that bunch formation where you play actions, the C route on the left side, like a big post.
No, that's PA post.
Yeah. Oh, it's PA post. Because that play action, that was like that one sucks all my linebackers out for some reason.
Yeah, everybody, a lot of people run that play. It's a good play too. That's another one that's in New England too. That's why I'll audible a bunch sometimes.
Yeah, what do you think the top 3 most used plays are in the game? I'll list mine. Let me know how accurate you think I am. 3 might be tough, but let's go. Let's do 5. I'll do
3 offense. 5 offense, 5 defense.
We'll just do 5 offense. Defense is people just running on one play on defense. Offense, I will go PA post, corner strike, halfback wham, tight end angle, and verticals. Chaos, what do you think?
All right, I liked yours. You had PA post, corner strike. I'll go wham, pitch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and dive.
What did you say? Wham?
Yeah, I said wham.
Yeah, okay, wham and dive. Texas, what about you?
It's tough because I see these all the time. It's like wham, tight end angle, stretch, And then if I got to pick some passing plays,
you don't have to.
Not in this Madden.
Let's see. I know PA Cross is popular, but that inside zone out of that formation is crazy. And then
inside zone out of trip
bunch. Yes, just that C-route corner strike. No, I have perfected corner strike defense. Everybody runs it against me.
What do you run? What do you run against corner strike, Tex?
So it's just I run cover 3. I don't do anything besides run cover 3. And because in this game you don't get pressure with 4 as you do with better than you do with 3, it's like the same. Really weird. So I just manned up my Bo Jackson, my outside linebacker, on the guy running the flat route. I put Luke Kuechly in the spy, and then everybody else covered everything else I need them to.
What about?
So usually, what's up?
Oh no, sorry. I was
gonna say, so if he leaves the pocket, like a spy sends, I put Kuechly in the spy, my linebacker. So if he leaves the pocket, Kuechly chases him down, or if he throws the ball, it's typically a pick.
Nice. Well, okay. So did you watch my biggest scum plays in Madden, Texas?
Oh, I did. I did watch that.
What about that C route? If you throw it at the right time, you'll beat cover 3. Do you ever run
that? Is true. That is true, but I haven't anybody ran that against me just yet. I did use that to beat to my weekend league this past week, though. I did run that. I had Matt Stafford. I'm throwing this glitchy C route, and it was a touchdown. So I appreciate that video.
Yeah, no. So it was really funny that night on stream. I literally played a guy who ran all that scum against me. I was like, "Son of a bitch!" This suck. Like he was throwing it over my cover 3 guys. Like he stuck him in with the 91 zone, so you can glitch out the deep zone. I was like, "This son of a bitch!" He tried that quarterback. He flipped the play on the counter on me, and I'm like, well, luckily he knew that was coming, so that was easy to shut down if you know it's coming. But no, it was just funny. Like I'm like, God, this does suck. Why did I put out that video?
You gotta fix it, man. You put it out and hope they fix it. They're like, we'll get to it next year.
Yeah, I'm like, it's whatever. Anyways, all right. So I think we hit most of the threshold. Are there any other thresholds that we missed? Oh, missed like I know power and finesse mover 91. That's pretty well known. Block shed. Any block shed thresholds? Chaos.
No, I think it's just like the run block and pass block. It just goes up and better as it goes.
Pursuit?
I did some testing with Pursuit because I was going to make a video on it. It's hard to tell because, I mean, guys will just dumb out no matter how good they are, like when approaching a runner sometimes. So I couldn't really see much of a difference with it.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's the run game. Not only are the spins and jukes used to be an issue I haven't played since this patch came out, which we'll get to in a little bit, but also like on counters and like they just don't recognize the run very well. It feels to me. What do you think about that, Chaos?
I can definitely see that being true. I haven't done any formal testing on it, but I know what you're talking about. I can definitely see that being a thing for sure.
Yeah. Texas, do you notice like the linebackers having issues recognizing counters and stuff?
Mm-hmm. I noticed that when you put that video out last year, I think it was, about the counters in the Power O, where guys would react to the fake out and then just get out of place. Where you watch real NFL football, if a team's fast enough. So I don't know if you watched the Rams play this week against the Falcons. The Rams linebackers are fast enough to get to tuck early. So a lot of that stuff they were doing wasn't working. And same thing like with these quick athletic linebackers, they can shut down a lot of these misdirection plays. Whereas in Madden, it doesn't seem to matter what your play rec is, awareness is, or speed is to be able to stop these plays where a guy is pulling and quarterback's doing some version of a handoff to confuse your linebackers. And it works every single time. Even if you're using it, sometimes they take you out of position.
It's weird because they don't read the guards like you're supposed to in real football. Like in Madden, like they'll read the running back. Which is, I'm like, that's ugly. They teach you not to do that. But so it is weird that like last year they ended up actually patching that, and they played the counters a lot better later in the year after one of the patches, and so it just reverted this year. Does it feel like Madden as it moves along, like they patch something one year, and then the next year it's right back there, like they didn't work on the new stuff, like I guess I'm guessing for Madden, when they make a Madden 19. They're using base Madden 18 code, so then Madden 18 gets patched through the year, but Madden 19 maybe doesn't get all those patches. Is that possible, Chaos?
Well, I know I've heard Zan say like they carry code from years back, like Madden 2000s, like still coded into Madden 18 in some like places. So I can definitely see them like taking code from base Madden 18 and then making Madden 19 and just like forgetting about the patches that they made to it and seeing old problems coming back up. Yeah. Because I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. It's like a QB spy blitz. It doesn't work anymore, but in the beginning of the year it did. Where like you could send one player and then spy someone, and then as soon as they hike it, you send him and he glitches through the line and tackles the quarterback.
Yeah, I put the video out on that.
Yeah, so it, like that was a thing that like was a problem in like a way older Madden, and that problem arose back up. So I think stuff like that can definitely happen.
No, that's cool. Texas, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of figured that when they said they're going to go to a different engine, I'm like, they're still going to bring stuff from Madden 17. We're still going to see some legacy stuff they're going to transfer over until they decide to, I guess, start from scratch. But when you're building something, you always want to keep the foundation that's there, even though it may be shaky. And that's what EA did. And so we're seeing a lot of stuff that should have been fixed revert back. Because, like I said, counter was not as good as it was last year after the patch. Pyro still was. And now Pyro this year, for some reason, is not great, but counter is.
Yeah. So interesting. Like, I just want to say, like, your point about Madden 2000, I think that's 100% correct. I mean, we still have like Windows 95 stuff in our Windows here, like just like the base code. So definitely makes sense to me. Like that's just the way coding happens sometimes. It's easier to carry it forward than to rebuild it. All right, so let's move on to the next thing after thresholds. I think we got through most of the stats. If not, then whatever. So playoff promo. Oh no. Texas, you mentioned something about a shot play epidemic. Can you explain that?
Yeah, I think I mentioned this last week. I don't know if you have noticed this or not. Since the throw power is now a thing, everybody's trying to go for these one-play touchdowns. Like all the money plays that worked at the beginning of the year before we figured out 91 zone was the threshold are now working, which makes speed very important now because these budget guys are not fast enough to get back there. So I don't know if you're noticing while you're playing weekend league or playing head-to-head where everybody kind of has that bunch touchdown where they motion that guy out and throw that, I guess, an angled streak.
Yeah,
I've been running into that a lot, yeah. And there's another one that I like. It's out of the what do you call it? Not tight slots, but it's out of this formation where there's two receivers on both sides. I don't know names from
tight offset, maybe.
It's not a shotgun, but they motion the guy over, so it's like a bunch on one side. And they throw a touchdown pass. They try to throw a touchdown pass again. So it's kind of like bunch has been like the money play formation this year.
Yeah, as it has been for like the last few years, right?
Yeah. I mean, with the 2-win tournaments, but like usually you see everybody run kind of the same play. I'm seeing a lot of one-play touchdowns out of that now, so that play becomes even more hard to stop.
Well, here's the thing, Texas. With that, convert your cover 3 into a cover 2 invert with your safety in the deep middle. Still,
I'm gonna have to. Like I'm gonna have to do that, or go to a cover 4 and do all the stuff that Ryan was talking about with fixing it. But it's not like I have an issue with. It's just the speed. Like my guys are in position, but I have a lot of budget. Like I guess you could say safeties, and now I need to go ahead and invest in guys like 95 speed back there.
Wait, what's your cover 4? Why would you switch to a cover 4? Because that could be one-shotted too.
Oh, it can be if you man stuff up though. Like man stuff up and then kind of do a lot of like it's cover 4 in the formation look, but it's not cover 4 really.
Cover 4 is tougher than cover 3 to bomb. If you have like the super fast guys there, but like he said, budget guys are going to get bombed a lot easier because speed, like the guys aren't going to get back there. But also what Gutfox said, I always turn my cover 3s into cover 2 inverts, just because I feel like cover 2 inverts play stuff better than cover 3s do, even without the bombs. Like smart out routes. For some weird reason, cover 2 invert deep blues play the out routes better than.
Really?
Remember how I said like they play closer to the sideline this year? I think that could be why they play smart out routes better. And I've started to be able to knock those balls down, whereas a lot of people are giving them up because they're leaving their cover 3s or cover 4 deep blues. So that's what I always do.
So do you move your cornerbacks on those cover 2 inverts outside more, or just leave them stock where they are?
Well, I almost always baseline press, and I'll move my guy back a few steps just so he doesn't like get the glitch bomb or whatever.
Okay.
But so they're so far up and outside already that maybe that helps them play outside more. I'm not sure, but I also I told Texas earlier, I shade outside a lot, so maybe that helps too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try that out because then I'm getting this Miles Jack, and I'm a Jags fan in Madden this year because they got the best players. And so with Tyrann Mathieu and the Jags team training, I can get 91 zone. So if I do that, drop that guy back there, we can make this happen.
Nice. Hey, so have you guys played today since the patch came out?
I played probably like 6 or 7 games on MUT.
Nice. Is Unfakeable not needed anymore?
I don't think so. As long as you click onto your tacklers, they weren't getting juked out. Now, if you clicked on last second, like right before they're about to hit them, they still get roped into the juke because it doesn't even register that you clicked on. But anytime I had a user there or my opponent had a user there, neither of us were getting successful jukes. So I don't really think Unfakeable is a big deal anymore.
What about spins?
Filing a class action lawsuit.
Spins and jukes are the same. They both don't work.
Okay. Texas, go on.
So dumb. They can't be making chemistry for a broken game and then fix the game.
Yeah.
Now, trucking still is a thing, so you still want to have secure tacklers if possible, but definitely don't need unfakeable.
Chaos, isn't secure tackler not on ball carrier moves though? I thought secure tackler only worked if it was like an auto break.
No, it works on trucking if you're using them. I talked to RG about that, and he said if you're using a secure tackler, you should never get trucked.
Oh wow, okay.
So
that's not what they put in their blogs. So that's good information to know. Jeez, all these things. It's so weird that it's not. It's just like you have to ask them a question in order for them to answer it.
Yeah, and you gotta find different information, tweet it out. Like I feel like different devs and stuff will tweet out stuff, and it's almost like your job to find it.
Yeah,
like they don't release it as public info.
It's the knowledge gap, as Rex called it.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the skill gap. Yeah. Which it's debatable. I would prefer everybody have one big blog, but it is what it is. So with the playoff promo coming here, Tex. So I was out of town this whole weekend. Got back. I just did another video. My video was about some drama that I was involved with, so I haven't been able to really engage with the playoff promo. So can you break down what your thoughts are on it, Tex, and then you can talk to Chaos?
I got you. So the playoff promo came out this past Friday, where we got. I forgot how many teams are in the playoffs. I think it's 12 total. 12 different team captains for the playoffs. Then you end up getting 6 cards in each of those sets. You collect those cards, obviously. You get a captain, put the captain to a master set, which is for a Deion Sanders. And the cool thing about this promo is if you decide to do that Deion Sanders set like every other set we had in the past, you get all the captain cards back. And so I know some people are collecting 12 of the best 95 overall cards from those playoff teams and sets, and getting them back plus Deion is a great deal. Now, there are a couple things with this promo that people were angry about. One of them being how bad the packs were. Me and Gut Fox preach on the podcast, buy packs with good value, and EA this past promo did not drop any good packs that had value in them. It was just legitimately taking your money and running. These were the worst packs I think we've seen this year. Fox?
I did put out a video right before I had to leave on Saturday, and so I've bought packs for every single promo this year except for this one because they were so bad. Hey, but what about the packs that came out today? Were those bad? I thought we got like a guaranteed topper.
The topper was a guarantee, 95 overall hero, but the pack's still the same. The packs are going for way too many coins. I mean, 1,100 points, not 1,100 points for
brutal,
or $11 for a basically 185. It's going brutal. For less than 10K.
Oh.
Like typically these promos, they give us like 1 or 2. And I understand now that the market's kind of course corrected because of the solo challenge objectives we get to later on. So if you pull a good card, you're making your coins. Like I pulled a Blake Bortles today out of a pro pack. That's 150. Whereas if this, I guess you would say, if the packs were good, then he wouldn't be going for that much. So it's kind of cool if you do end up pulling that card. It's good value, but you're not more than likely going to pull that card. I watched a bunch of YouTubers today pull packs. I guess the luckiest one was GS, and I think EA juices the count. Because for some reason, out of 50 of those packs, he pulled 30, 90 overalls, bro. Dog, there's no way. He pulled 50 packs and got 30, 90 overalls. Like, no. We're not doing that right now, man. Nah. That don't make any sense. So, they kind of ruined the promo with the packs. But the one cool thing EA did, which people thought was a glitch at one point, was with the promo for the solo objectives and the objective list. They gave you 13 free 89 plus nat packs for the playoff players.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool what EA decided to do there. Which when they did that, it also kind of made the cards in the auction block go up as well. So it's funny because a lot of the sets are now break even. Or loose coins. So if you were to buy all the players outright for the Julio Jones set, you lose like 200,000 coins. But if I decide to do the set with the nat players I pulled, I'll only make 200,000 coins. It's kind of funny how that works.
Wait, I get. Well, I mean that's not terrible. It makes sense because so many people get those free cards that the profit on just buying them and making them would be. And that's like economics, right? If you get something for free, it's gonna decrease the price quite a bit. On the whole set?
Yeah, but typically we see like a crazy decrease because the packs are so bad. You're not really seeing that.
Oh,
like you're not like Dontari Post still like 250 when like typically with like these promo packs he might be down to like 150 and Julio might be down to 500K. But Julio's still maintaining his price because of the packs. So I guess it's a good and bad thing. I could say.
So it's a weird promo. It's a weird promo that it's high end cards and for high end spenders, but they didn't gear it towards the high end cards, high end spenders that spend money on the game because they gave them such bad packs. Would you say that's accurate, Texas?
That's pretty accurate because like
it's kind of backwards, right?
Yeah, it is. That is funny how that works. I didn't even think about like how like that works. Like these packs are so buns, but we want you guys who are high end to spend on these packs because this promo's for you, but you're not gonna get anything out of these. So just wait for people who are grinding it to get the cards for you.
Yeah, Chaos. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the cards are good. Like the Dion, I really want him on my team. He's like the best card in the game, but the packs have been terrible. Now I think the packs today will help bring some of the prices down because it's going to give a free topper. I know people that are high spenders will probably pay the $100 for the free 95 overall. But like you said, the packs were terrible. All my friends that I talked to that like to buy packs said they literally pulled nothing good, and it was a complete waste of money.
So what do you think about GS getting juiced packs? You think that's true?
I mean, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to say. Maybe not. It probably would help EA if he did, because all those kids are going to see him pull those packs. But at the same time, I don't know. maybe.
Yeah, maybe there's like a trigger, like you know how I think it's at casinos. The more you pay, the better your odds are. Like the tables that are like in 21 blackjack, the tables where your minimum bet is like $100. You can I think it's I haven't played blackjack in a while. You can get your shoot. Dang it. I forgot the differences in the blackjack rules on small versus large tables and whatnot, but it doesn't matter. They give you better packs the more you spend. So if you spend over $100,000 in the game, they'll give you better packs because you already got the best team possible, right? So
that would make sense.
Spending.
Yeah, not juicing him specifically, but because of the amount of money he spends, I could see that.
Yeah, Texas.
I would hope so if you spend much money. I want to stake in the company at this point. Like, I don't need these packs. Like if I pull a pack, you open $100,000, here is 10% of EA, some shit like that. Like yo.
And for people listening, I don't think he spends $100,000. I know.
He spends more.
Don't take my statement as fact. Is all I'm trying to say. So, all right. So the playoff promo overall, I think, in my opinion, from what I've seen and what I've seen the reactions, like it's mixed but positive. Like you're never going to completely please the Muck community, but this is about as pleased with a promo as the community has seen. Am I wrong, Chaos?
Yeah, no, I would agree. I mean, everyone has their opinion. So some people are going to like it, some people aren't. That's what the same things with the Christmas promos. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I think you're always going to get that with a promo. You're either gonna reward, like the grinders are going to be more happy, or the people that spend money are going to be more happy. You can't please both of them at the same time perfectly.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are some promos this year. Like, what was it, the Halloween promo? Was it or Thanksgiving promo that people hated? What was that, Texas? What was the one that we actually freaked out about this year and everybody hated? Was there one?
It had to be Halloween. Thanksgiving was
Thanksgiving
fine.
was okay, but I know the cornucopia packs got some bad backlash.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't remember the promo itself.
That's true. I guess I think the biggest complaints this year is that it's just boring week to week, and the promos have been pretty good. Maybe the promos actually.
And packs aren't exciting. They did a better job of that recently, but you're gonna pull good value, but your packs aren't exciting.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, not bad. What were you gonna say, Kate?
I like the baby goat packs. I thought those were like, if you did the goats, it ended up being probably a big waste of money because there's so much better cards with the same names. But like the packs themselves, like if you waited for them to be out of stores and you held on to your baby goats, they were going for $15K each, and you get like probably 50 of them from $50 bundle. Yep. So you ended up making a ton of coins back from that. And I've done that a couple of times, but I don't know. If you didn't buy those packs, then they're worthless to you because you have to spend a ton to upgrade a bad card.
Yeah, me and Texas have drooled all those baby goat packs a few times this year. Like we've said, like I said, the baby goat packs when those were first released absolutely crashed the black market for coin buying. Because at the time, I think coins were going $25 for 100,000 coins. The baby goats came out and it crashed it down to under 15. And because you could spend I think it was around $15 for 100,000 coins just on the baby goat packs. So it's amazing. Like when you saw that kind of movement in the black market, because those packs are so nice, I was like, guys, if you want value in your packs, this is it. These are great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that kind of brings us on to talk about packs and competitive players. Do you think competitive players should get free cards, Chaos, and convince us why this should happen?
I don't think they should get free cards by any means. I think maybe, like for example, a tournament, if they're prepping, like, so I have to go to Club Series, right? And I'm allowed to use any card in the game when I'm at that tournament. Like they give us access to them to put into our lineup. But in order to practice with those cards and make sure they actually play the way they're supposed to and I like them on my team, I have to buy them and use them. So as you guys had mentioned earlier, the tier up stuff is absolutely terrible this year for the most part. I hate it. Yeah. But I've had to tier up so many players because maybe they play the best and I want to use them on my team. So I've tiered. I probably have like 20 91 zone cornerbacks that are tiered up that I can never sell.
Ooh.
And I think maybe just like if someone qualifies for a live event, maybe allow them to test a card and play a friend for a week, like, and then you take it back out of their account or whatever, or something like that.
You know what they used to have? I think this is back MUT15. They used to have rent-a-cards where you could.
I remember that. Mm-hmm. Something like that. Yeah, I think being able to like let the competitive player test it, and just so it doesn't affect like leaderboards or MUT or anything, like just make it in player friend only, and then they can test it there. But as far like maybe like showcasing stuff too, maybe. Like, not competitive player, just streamers in general, streamers or YouTubers, letting them showcase a card and then taking it back from their account. Like, you don't have to let people keep the card forever or, like, make coin off it because they can sell it. Like, just maybe let them test it for a week or so. But as far as free cards, I don't think they should get any special treatment like that.
Well, they have done that with cards, though, this year. Like, that Michael Vick that you saw all the YouTubers put out the day that he was released. Like, they've given free cards to people trying to showcase cards. So that's definitely something they do.
Okay, yeah, I don't pay too much attention to that, so I didn't realize that so that's good. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a positive thing for people to be able to do, for both people to see if they're, like, the people testing it, to see if it's good or not, and for the people that are getting the test. I think it's good for both people.
Yeah. Texas, what do you think? What do you think about showcasing cards and maybe a play a friend or some alternate solution to allow competitive guys to get their hands on and use cards and test them?
Gotcha. Well, this is only going to be for like 2 times out of the year for salary cap because draft champions is a bit different.
True.
Because none of the abilities work. But with salary cap, I mean, the quick solution would be to just, since they can use any card they want to, if they're qualified to go down to one of these competitive tournaments, just give them an EA account with all the cards on it. Now, and everything could be nat. Like, obviously, this person has his account linked to them. They make y'all sign NDAs, I would assume, so they can probably do that same thing under contract. Well, this is only your account. You best log this account. Stuff like this happens. Blah, blah, blah. And then you can just test online with it and then see which players you want to use. So that way, that's being user-friendly. Rex is all about the users. And if you are a new person in the scene that's qualified for competitive play but don't got the funds to build your team, you might not have the best advantage until you get down there.
Yeah, so I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, so that's something that I would think that would make a lot of sense. So
probably be easier for them, too, than granting and taking back.
Yeah. Just basically give you the console, and then after they're done, take it back, take the password, and only one guy can do that. How many people are going down to this tournament? Do you know?
It's 21 times 84, so it's 21 clubs with 4 people per, so 84.
Okay.
So 84. So they would only be able to use. So what's like the limits around this though? Like ideally, they would only be able to use it in Play a Friend, or would they be able to use it in salary cap as dev account thing, or what?
It could be used in any mode, I would think. Because salary cap, I mean, because you're still limited, obviously, what you can do with your team. It's not like you're going to be out there with the best possible players, but maybe they can just do, like, if you want, you can do player friend as well just for that one, so you don't got to worry about taking a free team online. But EA developers do all the damn time where they have a crazy stacked team and take it online.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. People that work for EA can get any card they want and still play on MUT head-to-head and all that, so maybe it wouldn't even matter if it was just player friend or not. I just only care about player friend because I'm not really playing leaderboards at the moment, but after you make that point, it shouldn't really matter if they're playing in that either. So,
yeah, it's interesting because don't you also, like, a lot of people also want to grind leaderboards and salary caps. So don't you want to use your account? Because I'd imagine these accounts would be non-leaderboard accounts.
Yeah, yeah. If you were mid qualifying, you would have to use your own account. But like I mean, I'm strictly saying it just for the live event purposes. So if that's the case, the leaderboards are probably already over with, so it wouldn't even matter at that point.
Okay. Now, this kind of brings us into another topic. Like, what would you change with this whole live event season and stuff, and how would this all play into it?
Well, I think the number one thing that I would change would be the fact that we don't get info quick enough. Like, challenger tournaments get announced a week before they happen, and like we didn't know the structure until like I think the game was already out when we got the structure. And it's just like, so it's so hard to prep, like when, like, I don't have a job because I'm still in school, but people that have jobs, like, they need to ask off, and they don't have time to ask off because they don't give them enough time in advance, or you have to book flights so flight prices go way up because you're booking them so close to the flight, stuff like that. So I think that's the number one thing for me, would be just more info.
Which is really weird, because that's, like, literally Texas's number one thing for MUT and EA that we talked about last week, right, Texas?
Yep.
So
communication.
Yeah, exactly. Then the other thing is, like, if you have a question for, like, for an EA guide about, like, when something's going to be, or any type of question, I feel like I'm like asking a million different people, trying to figure out who's going to answer my question and who's the right person to ask, who actually has the answer. I have no idea who the person is that we're supposed to talk to half the time. And getting a response is tough too, even when you find the correct person. So
that's funny. It's
communication.
It's amazing. The competitive team players have the same issues we do. Like same problem. Like Twitch refers you to EA. EA refers you to Twitch when you don't have your drops. Similar things all around. It's always his job, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, you could try so and so, and then you ask that so and so, and they don't know either. They refer, 100%.
Let me talk to your manager. Well, there's only 3 of us that work here, so I am the manager.
Yeah.
But I would imagine the competitive, like, how many people work for competitive Madden at EA? Do you know?
I don't.
It's like
not a ton. 10, 15 maybe.
Oh wow.
Maybe not even. I don't know.
That's a few. That's what I thought. Like, I'm sure they have, like, the announcers are contractors, right? But then they have
they're not officially with EA.
Matt Markow. Is Donnie Moore still there? Or no,
he's still there. Donnie's still there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought
Donnie's probably one of the more helpful people. Him and Kraylo are probably the 2 most helpful people that I've talked to.
Nice. I could one of the EA people just got a new job with somewhere else. Maybe it's not Donnie, but regardless, yeah, you're right. So, any other changes you'd want to the competitive season?
Another thing would be tournaments later into the year. So, like, this year, pretty much everyone that plays competitive Madden's done right now. Just the few people that have club series left, and then the few people that might make Ultimate League. But, like, the tournament scene's over for pretty much everybody, and that it's been done for them for over a month now. So I think that's kind of weird. And then on the same type of note, it's done because there's so much pressure and so few tournaments. So, like, for Ultimate League, you only take 3 scores, so you only have the 3 tournaments to get there. And if we've all played this game, things can go wrong. So, like, the better player might lose, and then, which is okay. I mean, it's okay for the person to lose in that tournament, but since there's so much pressure on one tournament game, like, you don't know like, your season can end out of nowhere. Like, for example, when I beat Mo in Philly, it pretty much put me in a phenomenal spot to make Ultimate League, whereas now he's done for the season, where he could have easily beat me in that game. Like, things could have gone differently. I could have made one mistake. He could have made one less mistake. Stuff like that, and he would be in Ultimate League probably, and I wouldn't be anywhere close. So it's just so much pressure on few tournaments. So I think having more tournaments that can help you points-wise would be also nice.
So basically, that kick that you made that you were iced on changed your entire year, basically.
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah, that's very possible. If I miss that kick and I lose, I might have club series, and if I would have to win the entire tournament to make it. Otherwise, I would be done for the year.
Wow.
So there's so much pressure on little things, and that's so hard. Like, That's why I've been preaching to competitive players like you need to build your stream, build a YouTube, build something, because if there's going to be so much pressure on 2 or 3 tournaments every single year, you're not going to be able to be successful every single year. Things like Skimbo's been, I'm not going to say lucky because he's really really good at the game, but things can go wrong for Skimbo, and like is he going to have like he needs to have other earnings. I feel like. Now, he has other avenues, too, other than Twitch and YouTube. But I'm just saying for every other like competitor, you need something to fall back on, I think.
Yeah, because a lot of them, like, is he part of a tip site or anything? Or does he sell ebooks?
Not really, but I don't know how much he's involved with W's thing and how much, I'm sure he's sponsored and has things going on in that avenue. He keeps that stuff private, so I don't really know it all, but... I'm sure he has other avenues to make money.
Yeah, I feel it.
But, like, I think everyone needs something like that.
Do you have a sponsor?
I do. I actually just recently signed with Gamer Saloon.
Nice. So do they...
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats on that.
Thank you.
Do they give you free cards or anything? Or what is... For people, I don't know if you could say, but for people that are, like, looking to get competitive Madden, what's the benefits of signing on and getting a sponsor?
Well, deals are very different. I've seen people take... not the best deals. Like a lot of people's deals are really just they pay for your travel to challenger events, and then they take a 10 or 15% cut off any earnings. I'm big on preaching don't give up any of your earnings.
But what if the travel's a lot of times more expensive than any earnings, though, right?
Right. Depends on where you live. I mean, I live 2 hours from Philly, and split an $80 hotel with friends, and it's almost nothing.
Yeah.
Whereas if someone's coming from Los Angeles, they're gonna pay a lot more. So, I mean that stuff matters too. But also people have deals where like they can be cut from the team if they don't perform right. I preached never to do that either because, like I keep saying, things can go wrong. So you want to rely on people, and you want to get a deal that's secure. And it's going to be beneficial to you. So that's something that I preach. Don't rush into a deal. Like I signed my deal like 2 or 3 months after I was like really popular with everything going on, and I got the best offer that I had gotten. So I mean, I just preach be patient and you'll get the right deal.
So do they give you a salary?
Yeah, I do make a salary, but not everyone gets one.
Nice.
You got to get the right deal.
Nice. Do they require you to stream?
Yeah, I'm required to, but that's something that I'm doing anyway, so that's something else that I'm able to offer them, which is another reason why I say people should do that, because they can do like advertisements through you in that way as well.
Yeah.
So for example, like I host tournaments and stuff on my channel, they can help me do that. Like they can help me run it, help me set it up, and
that's neat.
They can put up prize money for giveaways and tournaments and stuff like that. So that's just stuff that people can offer through deals, but I'd say Madden deals are very, very different. Like, people don't get nearly close to the same deals.
Yeah. Do you... Texas, let me ask this. Like, it seems like tournaments are kind of hard to set up. Like, do you broadcast all the games of the tournament? Or what do you do? Do you, like, announce them?
Yeah, I try to, I'll pull up my OBS and go over to their stream and, like, record over or whatever, and I'll commentate it. Okay. Obviously, if people aren't streaming, I can't really do much about it, but usually people will be helpful in stream. But cool. I think it helps to get subs because you just do a sub-only tournament, and then people enjoy watching the tournament games, so people come watch.
I gotcha. Hey, Texas, do you ever think of starting a competitive Madden team?
Well, I'll be barking.
Your dog said yes. Your dog said yes.
Yeah, she's like agreeing. She's like, I really want to know. Like, if you do that, you could be at home a lot more. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I don't know, because like the competitive teams seem like a lot of management, and I'm not a management. I'm more of a employee than I am a manager. Because managing personalities, managing time, I'm not good at any of that. So
would you
think no?
Would you sign on to a team
for competitive Madden if I don't got to be good? If I can just be average?
Yeah, if you got to stream and broadcast the team name and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I mean, I've done, especially for something like a person I know, a relationship I'm trying to build, and obviously work with that person. It's like I'm working with ESG right now. ESG did a competitive Madden team, and they're like, "Yo, we need you to like be representative." I'm like, "I got you," and so I wouldn't mind doing that, but I'm not trying to set one up. That's
yeah. I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's because like the thing with it is that you gotta. You gotta pay people to be a part of it, and then you gotta hopefully expect results out of people. And if they don't produce results, you can let them go. And I'm not good at like confrontation, and I'm good. I like being meek.
I got you. But all right, wait. Is that your That's not your coin sponsor, is it? The person that you just said?
No, I was talking about like with like just managing people. I'm not. Nah.
No. You said eSpot. What's that? Is that what you said?
ESG. No, ESG's gaming website.
Oh, okay. So that's who you're with.
Yeah.
I don't see it in your Twitter profile. You're not really broadcasting them very well.
Oh, you can check my description though if you like.
on the YouTube's description.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't charge me for like what you call it, for Twitter for tweets. They paid for their dues with the free PAX ticket, and so that's why I'm going courtesy of them. And then we'll talk about Twitter later on when we get to the negotiations.
Oh, I got you. Wait, there's nothing in your YouTube description that has them.
Oh, what? Okay, I got to talk to my ESG guy, Brandon, my friend. He's supposed to actually he wrote it out. He actually works at ESG. I guess he forgot to put his own website in the description. He wrote it out for me, and I guess he forgot to put it in there. Go ahead and text him right now.
It just. I feel like I'm being like how would he even do that? I feel like I'm being like tricked here.
No, I don't. He wrote it out. He's like, "Yo, your description's trash." Like, "Yo, here's one," and he gave me a fire one. He wrote it out, and then I guess he forgot to put his own thing there. We're gonna fix that though.
Okay, sounds good. So that's kind of cool, Cash. You got a sponsor, a salary, everything to go along with that, and that's kind of neat. Like, so what else does like a competitive team do? Do you guys lab with each other? Who else is with you on this team?
Just another guy in the competitive community, but we never really interacted or anything like that. We don't we don't really lab together or anything. I think everyone kind of has their lab partners already set before they sign deals, and people have moved from team to team fairly often. So like if you would lose your lab partner if you did it that way. I think people just really lab with friends. It's really just who they sign. It hasn't
Gotcha.
You're not really kind of like interrelated.
So it's not an actual team, or just like a I don't know, what do you call that? Like a business, like work.
Yeah,
almost.
I guess it's more. It's not really a team. Like it's not like Halo or like Call of Duty when you have teams. You know what I mean? Like that actually will play tournaments together. So it's a little different.
Until we get something like MUT Squads competitive, then you actually do that.
Then you
Do you think MUT Squads goes competitive?
They would have to fix a lot of the problems with it, but maybe one day, maybe do some type of tournament for it. I don't think it could be like the big like focal point, but I think it could be like a little side thing that EA does.
Nice. Texas? Competitive squads?
It's gonna happen, mostly because I feel like EA wants to see that dynamic. Like I said before, on a big stage, having 3 people having to communicate. I just hope that they don't do the hot shugs. They ban his way of play style for competitive. I want to see 3 users, not one person playing while everybody else sits there. Just that's not fun. I want to see 3 people working in unison to actually win.
Nice. Mm-hmm. All right, so we talked about. Oh yeah, hey, we got a new patch today. Do you like patches, Cass? I know a lot of competitive guys don't.
It depends. I like patches where it actually fixes actual issues in the game. So like today, I actually like the patch. I think the jukes were out of control and needed fixing. And like at the beginning of the year, I think the zones needed fixing. I thought they were like awful, but certain patches like I just hate. Like I thought the few patches in between those two were kind of useless and just kind of broke stuff in the game and weren't really. And they just make you. It changes the game so much. Like they do things that they don't even realize they're doing. Like I had a route like in the red zone that I like to throw that'll like it goes to the back of the end zone and then it'll just drag all the way across until it goes out of bounds. Like you can kind of throw it at any point. And it was my favorite red zone play all year. And then in December after the patch, nothing mentioning it even remotely. The route doesn't do that anymore. It hits the end zone and it runs back towards you. Weird. So I just think like having to learn different things and like all the time is kind of annoying, but I think it's needed, but not as much as they do it.
Okay. Texas, what do you think of patches from a non-competitive side?
It's funny because like it feels like they listen to competitive players before they listen to us. Because I'm pretty sure jukes were out of control before they made Unfakeable.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And now it took them until now before a major tournament comes up. So you're not seeing on a major stage people run to the right and then spin left and then go all the way back and for a touchdown.
That is 1,000% it. They don't want to see it on the big stage. Yeah.
Yeah, come on, man. Like this has been a problem. You made a chemistry for it, and then y'all removed it. Like now, Unfakeable doesn't work. Like, it's legitimately the most. It's dumb that they're doing this. So I like patches that are practical, like you said. The ones that fix zone, the ones that I guess with the custom audibles. But when they're doing stuff to kind of fix things later on, it kind of annoys me because this could have been resolved 4 months ago.
I mean, we said it's been an issue since. I think so. September. I mean, jukes. I don't know. So I agree that I think it gets to the big stage, and once it comes close to that date, they don't want to see it up there, and they don't want the fans to see it, so they quickly try to fix it. It's annoying. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's amazing how fast they can fix something too. Like
yeah.
We figured it out. I wonder if they like schedule like patch like under calendars. Like, all right, this big patch for this month is going to be fixing spin moves. The big patch this month is going to be adding custom audibles. It's got a checklist they have to hit because I just don't get why this wasn't done before today.
Yeah, here's the thing with like I'm not a coder, but I've known them and I've worked with them and the thing is like, okay, so here's a problem and then there's like a problem that you got to fix, like a bug. And it's either like it's super hard, but like all of a sudden, like in a moment, you're like, oh, there I figured out how to fix it, or like, oh, I saw this one thing how to fix it, but like you've been working on it for planning it out. It could either take you a month of work, or maybe it's something that like you could see how to fix it, but you won't actually know until you take a look at it, and you could and then or start working on it. You could fix it in like I don't know 2 hours. So it's with a lot of these patches, a lot of these bugs. I could see why some of it's like, oh, this is really quick. But once we got to work on it. But like, whereas other things, like, we got to work on it, but it's because it's so hard and ingrained in this game, if we did this, it broke that, and when we changed this variable, it broke this, and so on and so forth. So like the swerve last year, I think would be the example of that. I think that Rex talked about. So it's computers are complicated. I'll just say. I think everybody kind of agrees on that. And it's sometimes hard. But
yeah, I understand that. Like you said, they probably wanted to get this out faster, but they had to do all the stuff to where equations added up to green check marks.
Yeah,
it's just weird that this is. I feel like maybe let us know you're gonna tune these before I invest in Unfakeable linebackers.
Yeah.
I have like 7 of them on roster now. They're all worthless.
Well, to be fair, I think Rex did say a while ago on Twitter that it's being looked at and it's being changed. So
well, good thing it's not an actual game or in the load times. I gotta go to his Twitter account to see what he's tweeting. Like, I gotta subscribe to his notifications. I gotta go ahead and get a Rex blog out there. Make sure I check out all his streams.
Which is like what I was talking about earlier. It's not common knowledge. It's not public knowledge. You have to find the person tweeting out that these things are happening. So it's weird.
100% agree. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but communication sometimes is tough, as we all know. So with the new patch, anything else you guys want to say on the new patch? It was kind of just like that, really, right?
They fixed scum kicking, I guess.
Oh, yeah, right. That's good. I'm happy about that because I couldn't do it anyways.
Yeah.
So
I played against a guy that I don't know what he did, but I don't think ball physics matters. This dude got the same animation 4 times on scum kicks. He kicked the ball left, and instead of bouncing, got a bounce, it bounced straight back. I'm like, how was he doing this consistently?
Yeah, it was wild. It was bad.
I haven't played anybody doing it. I don't know what happens anymore, but as long as my guy can still be able to return the ball or go out of bounds on a more consistent basis, I like it.
It was funny reading this morning. People thought they widened the field. Like, do you guys think they widened the field, Chaos?
I don't think so. I think people just say stuff and then people hear it and then it just blows out. I don't think they did that.
Texas.
Like, about how many centimeters, millimeters? What are we talking about? Like, how much did they widen it by? Because the increment, like a little bit of a change, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah, it was like some people are saying 8 feet.
So 4 feet on each side. Like, I don't think I'd be able to tell that. But if they did, I mean, that'd be kind of a little sly fix, just like make the field a little bit bigger.
It'd make passing a lot easier.
Oh, did it really?
It would.
Oh, would. Okay, you didn't play it all. I don't know why.
No, I haven't played it. No.
If they did, that'd be kind of funny to see. If they did that, that'd be so shady. Make you feel big, don't tell nobody. Oh my god, but that's something EA would do though. Well, find it out for yourself, man. It's a knowledge gap. Like that's what they will do.
That's a knowledge gap. Like how I guess you'd measure it by like the player size, right? That'd be the only way of measuring it, because you'd have to cut out a player, and then line him across a field from pre-patch and post-patch to see how many extra player models fit in that, right? Or would there be a better way of doing it?
That's the only way I would get it. I don't know.
The only other way, if you have pre-patch gameplay, you just basically go back behind the, like, just go in replay and just zoom all the way out as far as you can, and then get to the same angle on both screenshots from new Madden and old Madden, and see if it's bigger.
Yeah, that's true. Or you could take one player, run him across the field, and time him, but that might be tough to keep him straight, going sideline to sideline. Yeah, I guess safest would. Yeah, Texas could work. Although they could change camera angles on us. It's a conspiracy all the way down. But I think in my opinion, they probably just changed how far right and left the ball can actually go, even if you're aiming at super far right and left. All right, so we talked a little bit about Ultimate League, but Chaos, can you break down your spot in it and then like the whole Ultimate League itself and what it is?
Mm-hmm. All right, so basically Ultimate League is the top 16 players from the year. You take the 2 finalists from the 3 major tournaments, the Regs, Draft Champions, and then the
Salary Cap?
the club series.
Okay.
Yeah, so the top 6 people there, and then the next 10 is the top 10 scorers from how they performed in those tournaments. And right now I'm currently in 10th, including the 4 winners. So
6 people behind you.
Correct. Yeah. So we have 1 tournament left, which is this live event and club series. So even if I didn't win a game down there, I'd still be in a pretty good spot, but I could definitely be passed. I'd say if I win 2, I'm basically locked into it.
Nice.
So that's where we're at now, and then the league, it's gonna be 10 games per person, and you get $1,000 per game or per win, on top of the $10,000 minimum for last place. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then 100,000 to the winner. So it's gonna be pretty cool.
So is it gonna be like you'll have your regular season for winning 10 games, and the top like 4 people advance to like a playoffs?
I want to say it's 6 people total make it. The top 2 will get buys. It'll be like one half of the playoffs. So like
okay, yeah,
one half of the NFL playoffs.
That's neat. So when does that run through?
It's gonna be from February to April. So they're gonna fly. I think you have to fly out there 3 times, which is another thing that I think needs more warning, because people that qualify that have jobs are going to need to be able to ask off. But that goes with what we already talked about.
Do you think they should do like one big event one weekend? Because we've seen this competitive tournament down a tape delay anyways. So if they record it all out, like one big bulk recording session of all these people fly out there once, and then record it, and then air that over the next couple months, and then bring the people back for the final 6 over one weekend to make people have to fly out there less?
Yeah, I think that would be cool. I know they plan on doing some of it on tape delay already, but I think that would be better. I mean, I don't even have a job, and I don't want to fly out there 3 times if I make it. Obviously, I will, because it's a lot of money, but I think it would just be easier to, like you said, knock it out. Maybe just take 5 straight days instead of the normal like Friday through Sunday. Maybe take like Tuesday, maybe take like a Tuesday through Sunday, record them all, have it all be on tape delay. I know the tape delay bothers some people though, but I don't know. It's a tough spot for them, because I know they want to do it live, but they don't want to make us fly out there 10 times. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird, but it'll be cool.
Yeah. So the third time you'd fly out would be for the finals, right?
I would assume so. So probably the people that don't make the playoffs, maybe it's just twice. Or maybe maybe I understood it wrong, and it's going to be 4 people for the guys that make the playoffs. So I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. So it's funny that it's like somebody that's like competing in it and very heavily invested in it is not even sure of the final structure of it.
Yeah. I was actually there they announced it at the regs tournament, which is the one I qualified for, so I was right there, and I didn't. But they didn't seem all the way sure to like either. So like, and like I said before, it's a little bit flexible. So like, since I have basketball, like I might have a game on a weekend that I'm supposed to fly out or something. So I think you can kind of pick and choose which weekends work best. So nice. They're not going to fly everyone out at the same time for those 3 weeks. So I think they're going to like fly out certain people 3 different times. So like people might be flying out every weekend. It's just going to be different people.
Nice. Well, that's very nice of them to be flexible and stuff on that. Texas, what do you think of Ultimate League?
That's pretty cool that it's another, I guess, esport league trying to get into the game. I'm here for more competition and more different, as you would say, ideas coming to the table, because these guys do something that people want. EA can just copy it, and then if they do something that they don't like, EA can avoid that in the future. So I like that there are more leagues popping up around Madden, because it helps the game grow. It helping the game grow helps everybody else that plays the game grow.
Yeah, Texas, I thought you didn't like competitive Madden though.
I don't like how much influence they have over the game.
That's fair.
And I don't really like the gameplay, because it's all people running kind of the same stuff, and it's just whoever can run this play better.
Yeah.
I don't know if that takes much skill in a sense, because everybody's kind of doing the same thing. But other than that, like, I don't really have any crazy objections with it.
No, I agree with you on the same play being running over. And in Chaos, do you think like that stuff kind of filters down from the competitive scene to the online head-to-head ladder, where we saw like the first tournament winner, Stevie J, run pitch and won a tournament with pitch. Now that's all we've seen since. Like, do you think that like basically the competitive scene makes the online MUT and weekend league scene more degenerative? Is that a word that would fit there? Like,
yeah, I think it builds the meta for people to run the same. Yeah, I would agree with that. People see what the competitive players are doing, they're going to try to copy it, but at the same time, I think people, like the people, I don't know, like it's weird because like competitive players, they do run the same play over and over, but they'll make like different adjustments to it, but like the people that you see online won't make those adjustments. So like once you know how to stop their like little main setup, like you can stop them easier, but it definitely like you said, will take people that online don't really know what they're doing, but they can just copy a play and be good at it. And I think that's a poor thing, and that's a part of previous play being there and Twitch being there and showing people's adjustments and stuff like that, being present in the game.
I mean, just like ebooks and stuff too. People find out from that, but that's not competitive at all. Those have always been there. So with that, like, do you think the devs? Well, how do you think they should fix that from Unity? Besides, like patch, would you be in favor of them just removing a play if it's too overpowered? Like, do you think pitch should be removed from the Jets playbook?
I don't think it should be removed. Because I think there's ways to counter stuff. But I do think taking away previous play would possibly help with that. Because I don't even think a lot of people would recognize a lot of the plays with the amount of like adjustments some people will make without previous play. Obviously the run play would look the same, but I'm not the biggest fan of removing stuff. Now if it's completely 1000% like unstoppable, then there's a problem obviously. But I think now the jukes, I think what made pitch so good was partially the jukes. Like, you could get people there to stop it, they would just juke you out. But I think now pitch isn't even going to be as good as it was, because you have people there to stop it. It's just they'll juke you out a lot of the time.
That's a good point. Texas, I know we've talked about this before, but what do you think? Remove plays mid-year or what?
If you can't counter it as well as you would like to on defense, so I think that if everything has a counter to it, then you don't need to remove it. But there's a lot of things you can't do on defense to kind of counter a lot of these offensive plays, and especially with the quick snapping this year. There's so many things. I know my opponent's doing this, but if he's in hurry up, I can't get all these adjustments in time.
Yeah,
he can just kind of pick me apart, even though I know what's coming. Whereas if I can like counter that, then we'll make it happen from there. I mean, so you don't gotta remove plays if I know what he's doing and I do all the adjustments to making sure he can't get that read off.
Yeah. So I've always thought like if it's bad enough, like say 10% of the plays run online are this one play on offense, I wouldn't have a problem with them, because this game is about fun, and just doing the same thing over and over, I don't think is really fun. But I wouldn't have an issue with that just to make the game more diverse in the meta. It's like if you're seeing 1 out of every 10 plays, maybe even more. Like I'd say 20% maybe is threshold, and that's maybe high, but I'd say that's fine to remove that play just so people stop spamming it, in my opinion. So I guess we have a little bit different opinion on that one, just to keep the meta diverse and not make a terrible because you've seen TD's video, Texas, about him wanting to quit the game because it's just the same stuff over and over. Mm-hmm. I think that's the biggest issue with Madden overall, is that the online play isn't fun because the same stuff gets run over and over, and there's no diversity there. So
not at all. And then as a content creator, people running the same plays, it just devolves into you just not talking, but just trying to stop them. And if you stop them, they quit.
Yeah.
And I guess you can blame the aggressive catch not being in the game, adding the deep ball fact, and now everybody's going to these shot plays to beat these cover 4, cover 3 formations. So it's just the variety of plays that are being called ruin gameplay for us YouTubers at times. And it's after a while just gets to the point where it's just kind of boring that every game you get into, it's against Bo Jackson and all these top tier players, and they're running 1 of 7 plays.
Yeah, and I can definitely see where you guys are coming from with that, and obviously those are great points. I think this is why competitive players and YouTubers will disagree a little bit, because as a competitive player, what if the play that they removed was your best play, and then they removed it, and then you're kind of stuck in the mud where your competitor didn't run that play, so they're in a better spot than you. But I mean, obviously, I see your guys' point too. You don't want to put up a YouTube video of a guy running corner strike every single play. I mean, that's not enjoyable to watch. So obviously, I see that point too. Yeah,
and what Texas was talking about, the aggressive catch. I've said this, it makes a lot of sense that it's out of the game because it's RNG, and we'll get into RNG now. But in real football, what's the most exciting play in football? It's a deep bomb to Antonio Brown or Julio. It's oh shit, that's the greatest part of football, and it's not in Madden. So it's tough to, I don't know, bring those two together. What do you think on that, Chaos, and your thoughts on the aggressive catch in general?
Well, I think that just ties right in with what we were talking about, to be honest. Like you said, the aggressive catch is exciting. People want to see it. So if you have a YouTube video, say you want to win a game on an aggressive catch, that's a super exciting video. But if you're a competitive player and you lose a game because a guy aggressive catches you, it's that's completely random. There's nothing you could do to stop it. So it's like Madden 16. I know people like to discredit Stiff, who won the championship that year, because he threw it up to Gronk with 99 spec catch, golden ticket every single play, and he would catch it every other time, and there was nothing you could do to stop it. So it's the same type of thing. The excitement level is going to be higher when you have all those aggressive catches. People think it's going to be cool to watch. But as a competitive player, if there's nothing you can do to stop it, then it's going to be frustrating to you. So I think that's another reason they prefer.
Yeah, we've talked about that game against Problem with Stiff here on the podcast before. I think we talked about it with Problem on the podcast. So the thing is, he had rookie Jalen Ramsey, a 96 overall, covering that golden ticket Gronk, and called nothing but cover 3 1-on-1s the whole game. If he switched to a 2-man coverage on Gronk, the aggressive catches would have gone way down. Don't you? Because Problem ran the same blitz the whole game. It was a looping blitz out of I don't
double
remember.
Loop. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was him not adjusting to the offense more than the degenerative gameplay, in that sense. So how much is that on Problem versus how much is that on the game?
Well, I'd probably have to get his viewpoint from it, of why he didn't switch it up. But I do remember that year, and I think maybe going to 2-man under would be helpful. But then, he probably would say, if he went out of what he was doing, there'd be super easy ways to attack the counter to it. If you went to a 2-man under type deal. But I wasn't as good back then, and I wasn't a competitive player yet. I just remember watching it, and so I can't probably give the best answer on it.
Yeah. And I remember problem really at the end of the game lost a lot because there was the DTA gap that he didn't know how to shift. It was just coming on the scene at that point out of the dime, I think, or a dollar.
The two man under, I think it was at a dime 146.
Yeah, 146, and that was mean. It was funny because just a personal story, quick. Like somebody I knew was like somebody like he said he saw it. A guy ran it against his lab partner in one qualifying game. And his lab partner was recording and stole it. And he's like, if this guy wouldn't have run it in the qualifying game, like for this, it was the best blitz in Madden that year. That DTA gap.
Yeah,
like
if he would have
saved that for like the end tournament and not shown it in ladder, like nobody would have known about it. Because I think it was passed on to maybe Madden. I don't know how the rest of the story, how it got back to Stiff or whatever. But I only knew it because like they ran it online randomly. So
that's wild.
Yeah. So Texas, what is your feeling on the aggressive catch in Madden? You said you think it should happen more with one-on-one downfield coverage.
Well, it has a lot of coverage this year. It's just one-on-one, but the swap mechanic is so strong. Only time I really get aggressive called on is when I get possession called on. I guess you could say when a guy's possession catches me while like I'm right there. So I'd much rather see somebody kind of moss me than because nothing's more frustrating. Like I feel like if you put them on a scale or a poll, would you rather be mossed or would you rather be possession caught on? I think mossed is probably better because at least you know that. Like, you get a better animation, it's more exciting. Whereas if a guy possession catches, like, you can't even touch him. He just falls on the ground. So I would like to see more deep shots down the field that aren't exploitive, I should say. But we probably won't see that until next year.
Yeah. Like, is there anything they could do to make it more user input on downfield throws, Texas?
Well, if you have great receivers like Calvin, like, you should probably have more of a chance to do that than other cards. The issue is, can they code the game to where certain cards to get better animation than the others?
Ideally.
You would think, but I mean, again, back to Madden 16, they had everybody out here doing Odell Beckham catch animation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chaos, on what the heck was I going to ask you about aggressive catching again? I don't know. I'll come back to it. I remember it. How much do you think QBs and their inaccuracy should factor in? I mean, I know you are very famous for being angry at Russell Wilson, but do you think bad quarterbacks should have like no RNG in them in their throw accuracy?
I mean, it's tough. I think they should just for salary cap purposes, because otherwise you could just use like a 15 cap QB. I think they should. I think better quarterbacks should be better. I just think they need to be more upfront about what's going to happen when you use certain QBs, because you really don't know what you're getting when you buy these QBs. Like they could have great stats and play bad, or poor stats and play good. If it was more clear cut, I think it would be better. But I do think better quarterbacks should be better than worse quarterbacks.
Do you think they should put out something like a shotgun spread of like this quarterback with this accuracy will hit in this at like 20 yards, they'll hit within this range at this accuracy, then they'll like each percentage chance at their accuracy chance, like so within 1 foot radius there'll be a 50% chance at getting that. Within 2 feet you'll add another 20% on that, and then so on and so forth. So it widens out like a shotgun spread for how much where it's going to go depending on your accuracy. You know what I mean?
I think that would be awesome. I just don't know if they could really pull it off. But I think that sounds awesome to me.
Yeah. Texas, what are your thoughts on QB accuracy?
I like the way it is done this year. Again, more public knowledge for thresholds with certain accuracies, but I like that you have to use a competent quarterback in order to win, typically online.
Okay, that makes sense. Because the quarterback's the most important position. Yeah.
It is, and in years past, you can get by with using just Joe Schmo. Now, if you use Tyrod Taylor, you're gonna want to fight somebody.
I agree. You shouldn't be able to use like terrible quarterbacks and make do. I agree.
All right, that's awesome.
In the quarterback position.
Hey, Chaos, do you think the pass rush should be better than it is right now or not? Like on a 4-man pass rush.
I think it's good. I mean, it's tough to tell because if you're on aggressive, then you have Superman at every position. But if you're on balance, sometimes they'll just be really bad. I think it's good. I think it's pretty good. I think it's in a good spot.
Okay, that's interesting. Texas, what are your thoughts on the pass rush 4-man?
It's not great. I'm just doing what Savage does now. I'm sending 3. I get more pressure, or I get the same amount of pressure with 3 than I did with 4. And it's frustrating because like I don't understand like people's offensive lines compared to mine. I have a pretty good defensive line, but dude can just sit back there and sit back there and sit back there. I'm like, why does nobody get to the quarterback? But then let me get my team out here, and they do sense 3, and Mean Joe Green runs right by my right by my center. So It's weird because I want it to play like my opponent's plays for them, but at the same time, I don't really like how it plays for me. So I think they probably do need to buff it, just for me though.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing. Like talking about the offensive line, I played Dubby in weekend league, and somebody said he was using a salary cap team. I wasn't able to look at his roster, but if he was using a salary cap team, generally people tank the O line on those. So I had my MUT team, which was like Strahan, Mean Joe Green, who's John Randall, and then my right end was some goon too. And if he was using an all gold line, okay, gotcha. If he was using an all-gold line, then I should have been dominating him. But he was easily able to get out of the pocket and escape and run with Vic and take off through holes. So I don't know. Does the O-line need to be looked at next year, Chaos?
Yeah, I think like I said, like what we've all been saying, it's kind of inconsistent. I mean, sometimes you have the best one and they'll do incredibly for you, and then sometimes they'll get shed like they're bronzes. It's like random and weird, and I never really understand it. So I think pass blocking stats need to be looked at for sure.
I gotcha. Yeah, Texas, what are your thoughts on gold offensive linemen being able to hang up? I guess you got to answer that. Hey, so I want to talk to you guys. We got to wrap it up here soon. I want to talk. Team of the Year's coming up. I want to hear you guys' prediction for Team of the Year before we wrap it up. Unless you got something else, Texas, you want to ask. And
let me see. Let me go check what I got written out real quick. Hold on. I don't think I got anything else I got to talk about right now. I will say EA did a good job with this playoff promo for the Gold Wise. So keep doing that, EA. If you guys are watching at the office, keep making golds matter.
Nice. With the out of the packs. All right.
Gold token. Yeah.
So who do you think gets the Team of the Year quarterback? Let's go to Texas first.
Carson Wentz.
All right. Chaos?
I agree. Carson Wentz. Yeah, for sure.
Because Tom Brady got one. All right. Running back. Texas.
I put Todd Gurley because I don't think he's a winning MVP, but he just got a card recently. So I think it's going to either be Kareem Hunt or Le'Veon Bell. But if I had to choose, I'll go Kareem Hunt.
Okay. All right. Chaos?
I'll go Le'Veon because I feel like he had a solid year, but hasn't really gotten too many like crazy cards. So.
Yeah, I'll agree on Le'Veon there. I didn't get. I guess for quarterback, I'll echo you guys and say Carson. I'm a real original guy. So, what do you think about wide receiver? Who do you think gets the wide receiver Team of the Year? Texas, or two of them?
Wide receiver Team of the Year: DeAndre Hopkins and Antonio Brown didn't get a playoff card, did he? So no. Antonio Brown.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Chaos.
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask the same thing. I don't think AB got a card, so AB, and then. Did Julio just get a card? He did recently.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll go Hopkins too then. Yeah, since Julio just got one.
Yeah, I got to echo you guys' statement again. I mean, Thielen's close to it too, but I'll go Brown and Hopkins also.
Yeah. Thielen was on my short list because Thielen, I think, is probably the best receiver in the NFL.
What?
He's great. He's bigger, faster, stronger than Antonio Brown. So
so is Julio.
And Julio's better than Antonio Brown. Only person better than all those guys is Odell Beckham. I mean, Antonio Brown's the most consistent, but I don't think he's talent-wise on a level as the three guys that named before him.
Yeah, just because they're bigger and faster and stronger does not mean they're better. I mean, have you watched a lot of Steelers games?
I have. I mean, obviously that's their guy to go to, and yet somehow they got the guy out there that's the best receiver in the NFL. You say, and they can't beat the Patriots. So. What does that say?
It's a fair shot. It's a fair shot at them.
I want to see because Malcolm Butler can guard Brown, bro. Malcolm Butler really can't guard.
There's no reason to blame a loss on just one wide receiver though.
He got hurt at the end of that game. To be fair, he didn't play in the last drive or two.
And then you had to throw the ball to Jesse James, who fumbled the ball in the goal line. So that's it. It happens, bro. So
all right, let's.
Tony Brown was that guy. He would have not got hurt.
It's true. All right, so let's go on to tight end. I don't want to talk about this. This hurts my feelings. All right, tight end. Who do you guys got for Team of the Year tight end? Texas.
Travis. No, Gronk. Has to be Gronk. been great this season.
We gotta stop letting Texas go first. It looks like I'm copying every time. I was hoping he was gonna go with Travis Kelce. I got Gronk.
I would have said Kelce, but we got the 95 overall. So like a lot of these cards, you can just like look who's the best at that position right now, and they didn't get a card recently, and so Gronk hasn't got one yet.
Yeah. So are we just gonna go down like the All Pro team here? Like, should it?
Basically, that's not, unless the EA wants to give us like an Evan Ingram, which I would be shocked at, but he'd be fast as hell though.
All right, that's a fair. I mean, all right, let's. I'm not gonna do offensive line. Let's switch over to defense. Who at defensive end? Do you guys give me one defensive end that you should think get a team of the year? Texas.
Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell should win MVP if you're being honest, bro.
Really?
He's so good.
Yeah.
Like Calais Campbell has been the best defensive lineman in the league like this year, and I think he deserves MVP also, team of the year.
All right. What about you, Chaos?
I'll go with Bosa. I didn't really keep track of who had the best years at the end, but he had a decent year, didn't he?
Yeah, Bosa was great too. Yeah. Bosa was him and Melvin Ingram were really great as a tandem pass rusher, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, like the best pass rusher was not Calais Campbell, was Chandler Jones, but the best overall defensive end in my opinion was Calais Campbell.
What about DeMarcus Lawrence?
He's great too. He might get cards because EA typically drops these in twos anyway. So like, you may get like two left ends, two right ends, stuff like that. I mean, Everson Griffin's also up there as well.
Yeah, and we'll just say Aaron Donald for defensive tackle and move on to linebacker. Give me one linebacker. Doesn't have to be any position. Texas.
Bobby Wagner.
Okay, Cass.
How'd Von Miller do this year? I know they want to give Von Miller a card, so
yeah, Von Miller's a great choice. What about like Kuechly? But he may have a good card already, doesn't he?
He has a 95 power up.
Oh,
he got a decent card recently.
94 team of the week, but
yeah,
they could still do 97. They like the +2 overall increases, so it's still a possibility.
Very true. All right, I'll go him. I'll go him for the +2 overall increase. All right, cornerback. Give me one cornerback, Texas.
Chris Harris, just because I have his power up. Selfishly, I want a better Chris Harris.
All right, Chaos.
I'll go Slay. Darius Slay.
All right. Did Rams get a card recently?
Yeah, 95 overall.
Oh, you're right. He just got one in playoffs.
Here,
yeah.
Ballin'.
I don't know. Rhodes?
The Rhodes be kind of nice.
Boye?
Increase.
Boye's got a good card, too. But Hayward, yeah. And then one safety.
Earl Thomas.
Chaos?
Did Weddle get a card recently?
Or no, actually. Weddle got Team of the Week card. Well, not recently, though, but he got one, I want to say, probably like maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Weddle's got a 94.
Maybe Weddle then, because I think Weddle had a really good year.
Yeah. I take back, I'm going Kevin Byard. He led the league in receptions.
Nice. That's a good one. Tennessee, right?
Yep. The most fraudulent team still in the playoffs.
Whoa, them fighting words. We lost the Cleveland people early in the podcast. We just lost Tennesseans.
Dog, they won that game on like just crazy luck, and then they shouldn't even be in playoffs because they have a negative 22-point differential. It's crazy.
Wow, it's all about being clutch.
They got out. So this Patriots game can go one of two ways. They're gonna either win by 1 point, the Titans, or they're gonna lose by 45. Because that's been their entire season, where they win a close game or lose big.
Yeah, I mean, it's the playoffs. Anything can happen. I mean, but
okay.
So who you think?
What's going to happen though?
Do we want to talk about? We want to predict this weekend's game. Then we'll say goodbye to Chaos.
You can do that, man. We can do that. I guess you can go first because you already know what my choice is on this game we're about to talk about.
What's that?
Titans versus Patriots. You know where I'm going.
Yeah, of course. Chaos.
I'll go. We picking all the games?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go Patriots, Steelers.
Okay.
And then who's that? What are the matches on the NFC side?
Saints and Vikings.
I'll go Saints.
And then Falcons and Eagles.
And then
Nick Foles.
I don't think Foles can get it done. I'll go Falcons.
Ooh, Texas. Who do you got? Falcons or Eagles?
I'm gonna go with the Falcons. Have linebackers that can shut down misdirection. So the Eagles do a lot of misdirection, plus Nick Foles ain't good. I kind of want to pick the Falcons because I can't trust that Eagles offense, but they can't run the ball.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with the Falcons based off that.
All right. Who do you got? Saints or Vikings?
We're gonna go with the Vikings. Actually, I'm going Saints. I don't try. Case Keenum's not good. No, Saints.
And then Jags or Steelers.
I want to pick. Is Antonio Brown playing? Is it confirmed? Is he gonna play?
I don't know. He's injured. I haven't seen today.
Because if he does play, I'm picking the Steelers. But if he doesn't play, that's gonna be a wash. Big Ben's gonna throw 5 picks again. Like, you can't
it was
be out
not
here
good. They
the
could,
Jags.
Yeah, they were not
you
good.
You can't be beating the Jags' great cornerbacks with Juju Smith-Schuster and Martavis Bryant. That's not happening. So,
yeah,
and that game's gonna be boring as hell if Antonio Brown doesn't play. Cause it's just gonna be a bunch of run the ball, Le'Veon Bell 40 times, and play field position.
Yeah, and hopefully get like a pick 6 on Bortles.
Yeah. It's gonna. I don't want to watch that game if Brown's not playing. So
all right.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers though, just because.
All right, I'll go
Blake Bortles.
I'll go Patriots, Eagles, Steelers, and Saints. Those are my picks. So, Chaos, Texas, do you want to say? Oh wait, should I talk about my drama this week, or I'll just say check out my channel for the summation of my drama, and I want to talk about it. But Texas, go ahead and end it for us.
Gotcha. Appreciate you being on the podcast with us, Chaos. We'll put your links down in the description below for your Twitter, your YouTube, and your Twitch. You have anything else you should add down there that people can check you out on?
Nope, those 3 are good. I appreciate you having me on. It was fun.
Right. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks.
Talked for about 2 hours. It was a good show, man.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of information
It was
here.
great.
Taught us some stuff we didn't know about, and we look forward to having you on in the future.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Appreciate it. That's the MUTMen Podcast, episode 94. If you guys are listening on iTunes, subscribe. Or is it subscribe, right? Subscribe to us on iTunes. Leave a rating, 5-star review, and leave a like on the video if you guys are watching. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.